Shot timing, one of the most talked about things in this year's game. Do I use a shot bar? Do I not? What is going on, Cody? Talk to me. And I brought someone in here. Who better than my guy NVAD? There he is. We wrangled him back in. He finally said yes to come on and talk about shot timing. How's it going, NVAD?
Man, I'm doing good. How are you doing, man?
Doing well. We're happy to have you back on.
I'm glad to be back, bro. It feels good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we have NVAD here. We reached out to him. He's one of the guys in the community who has turned his shot bar off, if I'm not mistaken.
It's true.
Okay, so he's not using a shot bar. He uses our guys at 2K Lab to pick out some jump shots. So he knows his stuff. There's no doubt about it. So we've asked him to come on and give you guys some tips on how to shoot at the highest level without a shot bar. So without further ado, NVAD, what do you think? If someone says, how do you time those jump shots? You can't even see your bar now. How are you greening as much as you do?
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. A lot of timing your jump shot is totally dependent on just putting in the work to learn that jump shot, man. Is the more shots that you take, it's in any game, the more practice that you put into a game, the better that you're gonna get in it. Shot timing in general is obviously want to have a good base. Obviously want to make sure that your release feels good, but when it comes, once you find that base, you have to make sure that you're putting in the time, whether that's playing park, whether that's playing pro-am a lot, whether that's even going to my career and just playing a bunch of games to get used to just shooting what it feels like would be a perfect release. Because if you do that a lot, I mean, you got to think I did 64 hours of my career just to get to 99. So by the time I came to park, even though the latency is a little bit different, I already had a general idea of what my shot would look like and feel like to be a perfect release. And so the boost that you get from putting off your shot meter and everything, it was like, you know, it was a blessing. You know, it was easy. It was like, oh shoot, this is light work. But if you don't put in that time, then you obviously are not going to be able to learn your shot. You'll get your slightly early, you'll get those slightly late, or say the game is broken, you know. But outside of that, you just have to really just put in the time to practice, man, and you'll get there.
For sure. Now, does that mean that you've picked a jump shot and just stuck with it now, or do you rotate through a few?
So for me, honestly, man, like, because I've been playing 2K since 2K7, and I told you guys in the last video, I with you guys, I always loved Rudy Gay. I've always loved his shot. And so for me, his shot really hasn't changed throughout the years. It was the same thing that we've always had from 2K7 all the way up until now. Granted, we have park and all that type of stuff, but it generally was the same shot. And so for me, when I got on, it was like I was going to start greening from day one, and that's what it was. But you got to think that's 10, 12 years of me playing with a shot that I'm comfortable with for the whole time. Now this year, I switched and went to a totally different shot, which I ain't releasing to y'all, but I switched and went to a totally different shot. This year, it's not really based off of your release, it's based off of just your base. And so I switched the base around and found a new shot. And yeah, it took a while to get used to. I didn't come off and I was like, oh man, right off the moment, I'm gonna start greening everything. There was times that I was getting earlies, there were times that I was getting lates, but you have to pay attention to where you're getting that, okay, and then fine tune it. Where is it at? You know, how do I turn that into that early into a slightly early, or how do I turn that slightly early into a perfect, or oh, this one was slightly late, let me figure out why, you know. And you go from there. Now obviously your shot that you're taking, if you're wide open, you're gonna have a bigger boost of it going in. If you're taking contested shots, well, with dead eye, maybe you'll get a green every now and then, but you also have to make sure that you're taking wide open shots to improve your percentage of it and increase your green window in general. So
right, all great points. And I think it's super similar. Just listening to you talk about it, I could be sitting here and thinking you're talking about real basketball, right? It's like going out back in your backyard and practicing your shot, and it's repetition. It's the same thing, right?
Exactly, man. You nailed it. You nailed it.
Awesome, awesome. Well, I've written down a couple tips here as well. So I'm going to jump right into this, and I want to get your feedback as well, NVAD, on if I'm right or wrong on these. Okay?
Sounds good.
The first thing I thought about was exactly what NVAD said. You should get a jump shot you're comfortable with. Put in those hours, put in the reps, whether it's my court, whether it's my career, wherever you feel comfortable, get those reps in. And second point of that is to find a release with a good visual cue. So Rudy Gay is a great release. We've seen a lot of people use Rudy Gay over the years. I use Curry for myself. I like the high release point. It's good for my eyes to, as soon as I see that wrist come to this point, I know it's time to let go of X. So what do you think there? And talk about vibration too. How does that play into the shot?
Right, so to go into your point, releases and everything they do matter. Visual cues are everything. If you don't pay attention to like watching a bar or anything along the lines of that, visual cues is your go-to, man. And so as he stated, Rudy Gay, Steph Curry, Trey Burke, people like that have a really visual, like, oh, this is the time to shoot. Like Shaquille O'Neal, for instance, he holds the ball for so long, you never know when you're going to let go of the shot. That's a terrible visual cue.
Yep.
But like he said, Rudy Gay and all of them, they all have great visual cues. And then to tournament, or to go right into vibration, if you guys don't have vibration on your guitar, I know some people actually don't like to play with it because it bothers them. If you have it on, it actually cues when your perfect release is there. You'll feel your controller vibrate. And that's a good way for you to honestly tell, okay, oh, well, let me pay attention to when this is happening and get an actual, like, not a visual cue, but actual, like, whoa, like my hand just moves to say, like, oh, this is when I should be letting go. And it actually does help out, man. It's a good way to practice, especially if you're getting up repetition after repetition after repetition. You get used to experiencing when that's going to happen. So
awesome. Love it. My second point, and this again feeds off of what NVAD talked about earlier, is I highly recommend warming up with your shot bar on. So whether it's at your hands or at your feet, when you first get on the game in the morning or the afternoon or at night, turn on your shot bar, go into my court, get 20, 30, 40 shots up,
right,
and then flick it off. Turn that shot bar off and practice that same timing with the shot bar off and get that visual cue going. So have you done something like that similar, or what do you think?
Well, earlier in the build, if you guys remember, it was actually, the shot timing meter was actually a little bit off. And one of the most recent updates, Mike Wang actually made a change to it and made it to where it's even more precise than what it was before. And so that's a perfect idea, man. If you can go in there and just shoot around for 30 or 40 shots, get a feel of what a green release is going to be like, and then take it off and start shooting, you should see an improvement right off the bat because you've done the multiple repetitions to warm up and do things like that. Very rare that you're going to get, like he said, it's almost like you're talking to NBA. It's very rare that you're going to see people come out unless you're just next level, the steps, all that type of stuff, and put up thousands and thousands and thousands of shots,
right?
To where when you come out that you're just going to automatically be shooting well. That's why you see a lot of people say, yo, don't judge me, it's my first game, because that's what it is, right? You have to warm up and get used to doing things like that. And so I think that's a great idea, to put on your shot meter for a little bit, get used to it, warm up a little bit, turn it back off, and then go kick some butt, man. Awesome.
And I think the word you said hits the nail on the head. It's feel. In 2K, your jump shot's all about feel, because we know every game mode's different. That's just kind of how it is with latency. That's how it is. You got to have that feel, and you have to understand timing's going to be different in different game modes. That's the way 2K is, and if you want to be one of the best players, you got to get through it like everybody else.
Right, exactly. Yep.
All right. Last tip from me is NBA 2K Lab has what they're calling a green light game, and that is, if you have a premium membership, I don't know if it's free or premium. We'll have to check into that, but regardless, you can go on their website. And I was telling NVAD right before we started here, you can practice different jump shots on your phone. So you can literally hold your phone, and they have the jump shots, and you hold it down with your thumb for the timing of Tony Parker or LA or base 11 or whatever it is. And you can just do it over and over again.
That's incredible.
And they'll tell you if it's green or white or half bar or whatever.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's incredible. I was shocked when he told me that. I was like, what was this? Like, I love sitting at home like, hey, let me test out this jump shot, see how I feel about this, and constantly pressing it, because you can do that easily, and then you can warm off at just doing that. Forget having to go to my court. You can literally just do that over and over before you go live or before you start playing, and you already got the feel of what your shot should be. So there's so many different ways. Really not any excuses to why you can't get good at shooting. You gotta put in the time, man. There's too many other avenues that you can do now.
100%. And on the green light game, I think I talked with my guy Matt before we started, and he said it's down right now. So if you watch this video and it's not up, I apologize, but they're working on it to make it even better. So hopefully in the next few days, it might even be up when you're watching this video. Check it out on 2K Lab and get your shot timing down and go dominate in the park.
Sounds good, man.
Good deal. Any last thoughts or tips you can think of for shot timing, NVAD?
No, honestly not, man. I think that's pretty much it. You just got to stick with it, man. Keep practicing, and eventually it'll get there, man. Again, my biggest tip to you would be just to make sure that you're taking good shots. The game is based off of the NBA, so the better shots that you're taking, the better chance your shots are going to go in. So work on making sure that you're taking those good shots. Make sure that you're working on your timing and nailing them down when you get them open. Because there's nothing worse than being a sharpshooter or being a good shooter in general and missing that wide open shot that could cost you the game. Everybody hates losing. Even though it's a fun game, we hate losing. So make sure you get that down, man. And like I said, go get some W's, man.
Agreed. And if you guys haven't checked out, we do have NVAD's build on our channel. We got a ton of feedback from that video saying, bring this guy back on. We loved the video. We love his personality. So he's one of the up and coming content creators in the 2K world. So shout out to NVAD again. Where can they find you on social? Where can they find you on stream?
So you can find me on Twitter at NVAD or Instagram at NVAD, YouTube NVAD as well. And in streaming, I stream on mixer.com/NVAD. So if you guys ever want some live content to see me go green light 24/7, listen, man, slide through and show some love. We love you over there.
You're the man. I'm going to be tuning in. I'm holding you to it. It better be all green. It better be all green. All right, guys, that's going to be it for this video on shot timing. We appreciate you hanging out. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. From Cody, NVAD, and all of Pacers Gaming, have a great day, and we'll see you in the next one.
Nah, man. Oh, dog. I got swag too. You feel me? Shit, hold up, man. Oh! Please!